And with us after the match here is going to be Sauk Center head coach Jim Klaphake. Well, Coach, I haven't talked with you since the state tournament, so I'm going to say this once and get it out of the way, then I'll move on. Winning the state championship, it seems like it was last weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You know, Mark and the true fans. They're always you see them now, and they're always like, "Hey, nice state championship last year." And the fact of the matter is, though, Mark was awesome. There's no question about it. But this is a totally different team, and just to do them justice, I think it's not that we're not just going to hang that on them right away. That we're state champions. So, but it was a heck of a run last year, Mark, and and now here we go again. So you never know what can happen, but I think to be fair to these kids and these parents, that we're going to sure do our best to get as far as we can.
So you have a good core of players coming back this year, there's no doubt. You've got then some other players that are just, some of them played JV last year. Can you pinpoint maybe some of the players and point out how are they going to grow into their positions and get used to playing with each other? Because it's kind of a process in that regard, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is, Mark. Starting with, you start with Lydia and Kate and in April, April setting and Sarah setting, Rhea playing back middle. There's 5 kids, and then Izzy in the front row. And Sarah Kittleson. So there's 6-7 kids that really didn't play much last year, and they're just so to speak just getting their feet wet. So they're it's baby steps with them, but also I'm saying this, they got to grow up fast. So they just got to keep improving. They just got to keep getting better, and also with honestly with Tori and Jenna and Heidi and Sierra, they too, hey, guess what? You've got to carry a little bit more of the lion's share of leading, and when the team goes on one of them runs, you got to step up and say, hey, I'm going to get this ace block, or I'm going to get this kill, and shut it back down, or get us fired up and get us going. So, but. So it's, like I said, a good bunch of kids.
So just overall, if I ask you to describe your team, or when somebody says, how's your team this year, what do you say about that?
The thing is, Mark, we bring back, we bring back Tori, Jenna, Heidi, and Sierra, but that's just one part of the game. We have to replace all of our setting. We have to replace all of our back row play except for Sierra, so 3/4 of it. So, so there's a lot of inexperience there, and I think people look at the team, and they always see Jenna, Tori, Heidi, and Sierra, and they're like, wow, you guys bring a lot back. And if you look at that, and that's 4 rotations of the 6, but unfortunately they don't stay in and play all the way around. So. So you replace a lot more than that. We had 7 great seniors last year on this team, and they did a heck of a nice job of leading the team. All of them. So now this year these seniors and Tori and Sierra, it's their turn to lead. So we'll see. Like I said, a lot of inexperience, though, Mark. I know that's hard to believe, but and it's hard to believe I'm saying that, but there is a lot of inexperience at multiple positions. So. And
certainly with the competition that you faced, you're going to go back. Well, you're at Albany there,
yeah,
and then to Sauk Rapids, right? And even in the West Central Conference, what does the competition look like for you again this year?
Yeah, I always say this. I say Bold, Morris, and Melrose. Until someone else shows me different. You know what I mean? I still say that that's where some of the good competition is. Minnewaska. Michelle has done a great job in Minnewaska. I think this West Central team that we played the other night, I thought they did. They're well coached, young. They did a great job. Played some great defense. So I think that's going to be a heck of a nice addition to the West Central Conference, the West Central team. So and then you got Benson in there too, and you never know what can happen with Benson too. So it's it's a new year, and and it's, again, great, acknowledging what we did last year. But, but, you know, here we go again, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
As
like,
as
so.
you mentioned, Melrose looked great on Tuesday, winning at Montevideo 3-0.
Yeah.
And they come here to the Sauk Center Gym on Thursday, not
Yeah.
only with just a good match, but also a good fundraiser. Can you talk about Katie Reitzman and what's going on with her? Let me ask you, first of all, how is she doing these days?
I heard she's been moved to Melrose. I heard she's been getting better. She's, she responds, a little bit to here and there. So, I'm still optimistic, and I'm still hoping that, Mark, you remember how tough a kid she was. She was not the biggest kid, but I tell you what, you could rip the ball at her, and she was not going to back down. And then I think that's the way she approached life too. So I think, she's a heck of a tough kid. We're going to have a great fundraiser here next Thursday with Melrose, and I think we'll have a great match with Melrose. Like I said, I have a lot of respect for them. And they until you beat them, them and Bold and Morris are, they're kind of, they're kind of the top of the conference. They seem like year in and year out. So we're going to see, one last thing. I tell you what, this number 11, this Conan girl, man, isn't she something else? If they just get the ball to her, man, she sure can terminate the ball, and she's a good blocker at the net. And she's a wonderful athlete, and she seems like she's been playing forever. I think she's been playing since she was in 8th grade, but she's a heck of a good player. So not taking nothing away from Montevideo. I know Montevideo too can, they got a new coach again, and he took a team back in the 90s, early 2000s, took a team to the state tournament. So, so I think too, I think they're just adjusting a little bit to him, but they just they get her the ball. It's over. She can put that ball down. So,
too, what was coming to my mind, I see a couple of dads walking out of the gym here tonight. Sometimes we kind of lose perspective. They also have real lives. We just see them play their sports, and that's all we talk about. But is it fair for me to ask you and touch on just what's going on with some of the families here?
Yeah, I think both. Again, your hearts go out to both Schusters and Peters, and sometimes I know this we're sure focused on volleyball, and we sure want to win, and you kind of lose perspective on life, maybe, and I think we both of them, both families are going through a tough time, and it's one of them that we're certainly going to be there for them in any way we can. And we'll have a cancer game coming up here, maybe the end of September, first part of October. I'm not exactly sure when it is going to be, but it's I like again, it's just kind of a tough situation, and it, like you said, it puts perspective on things. You know what I mean? It sure does. So
I guess that's But then it's a good outlet to kind of take your mind off it. That's why we play these games, and they're a whole lot of fun. And so it was fun to get back onto the floor, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, Mark. I think, it was fun. That early bird tournament was fun, and then going to West Central and coming back here tonight, it's always great to play at home, Mark. It is awesome to play at home.